BVS Diamonds, light up the whole place. It's time to light up your mind with this book. We're gonna get right back into it. The Art of War by Sun Tzu, translated by Thomas Cleary, and commentary by me. Shot sketches and dry marker art. Let's get to it. We are on chapter 7, Armed Struggle. And I'm using my little tassel today. Let's get into it. The ordinary rule for use of military force is for the military command to receive the orders from the civilian authorities, then to gather and mass the troops, quartering them together. Nothing is harder than armed struggle. Commentary. To fight with people face to face over advantages is the hardest thing in the world. The difficulty of armed struggle is to make long distances near and make problems into advantages. While giving the appearance of being far away, you step up your pace and get there before the opponent. Therefore, you make their route a long one, luring them on in hopes of gain. When you set out after others and arrive before them, you know the strategy of making the distant near. You use a special squad to lure the opponent on a wild goose chase, making it seem as though your main force is far away. Then you send out a surprise attack force that gets there first, even though it sets out last. So use a special squad to lure the opponent. Okay. Therefore, armed struggle is considered profitable, and armed struggle is considered dangerous. For the skilled, it is profitable. For the unskilled, it is dangerous. To mobilize the whole army to struggle for advantage would take too long. Yet to struggle for an advantage with a stripped down army results in a lack of equipment. So if you travel light, not stopping day or night, doubling your usual pace, struggling for an advantage 100 miles away, your military leaders will be captured. Strong soldiers will get there first and weary later on. As a rule, 1 in 10 make it. Damn, 1 in 10? I don't like those odds. When the road is long, the people are weary. If their strength has been used up in travel, then they are worn out while their opponents are fresh, so they are sure to be attacked. Struggling for an advantage 50 miles away will thwart the forward leadership, and as a rule, only 50% of the soldiers make it. Struggle for an advantage 30 miles away, and 2 out of the 3 get there. So an army perishes if it has no equipment, it perishes if it has no food, and it perishes if it has no money. These 3 things are necessary. You cannot fight to win with an unequipped army. So if you do not know the plans of your competitors, you cannot make informed alliances. Unless you know the mountains and the forests, the defiles and impasses, and the lay of the marshes and swamps, you cannot maneuver with an armed force. Unless you use local guides, you cannot get the advantages of the land. Only when you know every detail of the lay of the land can you maneuver and contend. So a military force is established by deception, mobilized by gang, and adapted by division and combination. A military force is established by deception in the sense that you deceive the enemies so that they do not know your real condition, and then can establish supremacy. It is mobilized by gang in the sense that it goes into action when it sees an advantage. Dividing and recombining is done to confuse opponents and observe how they react to you, so that then you can adapt in such a way as to seize victory. Therefore, when it moves swiftly, it is like the wind. When it goes slowly, it is like a forest. It is rapacious as fire, immovable as mountains. It is swift as the wind in that it comes without a trace and withdraws like lightning. It is like a forest in that it is orderly. It is rapacious as fire and across a plain. It is rapacious as fire across a plain. Not leaving a single blade of grass, it is immovable as a mountain when it garrisons. Wow. It is as hard to know as the dark. Its movement is like a pealing thunder. To plunder a locality, divide up your troops. To expand your territory, divide the spoils. The rule for military operations is to feed off the enemy as much as possible. However, in localities where people do not have very much, it is necessary to divide up the troops in smaller groups to take what they need here and there, and for only then will there be enough. As for dividing the spoils, this means it is necessary to divide up the troops to guard what has been gained, not letting enemies get it. After having made assessments, the one who first knows the measures of far and near wins. This is the rule of armed struggle. The first move is the guest. The last to move is the host. The guest has it hard, the host has it easy. Far and near means travel. Fatigue, hunger, and cold arise from travel. Wow. So if you're the far away, if you're at home, you have the advantage. An ancient book of military order says, words are not heard, so cymbals and drums are made. Owing to a lack of visibility, banners and flags are made. Cymbals, drums, banners, and flags are used to focus and unify people's ears and eyes. Once people are unified, the brave cannot proceed alone. The timid cannot retreat alone. This is the rule for employing a group. We all must band. To unify people's ears and eyes means to make people look and listen in concert so that they do not become confused and disorderly. Signals are used to indicate directions and prevent individuals from going off by themselves. So in night battles, you use many fires and drums. In daytime battles, you use many banners and flags so as to manipulate people's ears. You use many signals to start their perceptions and make them fear your awesome martial power. So you should take away the energy of their armies and take away the heart of their generals. Damn, that's cold. Take away their heart. First, you must be capable of firmness in your own heart. Only then can you take away the heart of your opposing generals. This is why tradition says that people of former times had the heart to take away hearts, and the ancient law of charioteers says that when the basic mind is firm, fresh energy is victorious. When the basic mind is firm, fresh energy is victorious. So morning energy is keen, midday energy slumps, and evening energy recedes. Therefore, those skilled in the use of arms avoid the keen energy and strike the slumping and receding. These are those who master energy. Any weakling in the world will fight in a minute if he gets excited. But when it comes to actually taking up arms and seeking to do battle, this is being possessed by energy. When this energy wanes, they will stop, get frightened, and feel regret. The reason that armies look up upon strong enemies the way they look up at virgin girls is that their aggressiveness is being taken advantage of, as they are stirred up over something. Wow, their aggressiveness is being taken advantage of. Using order to deal with the disorderly, using calm to deal with the clamorous is mastering the heart. Unless your heart is wide open and your mind is orderly, you cannot be expected to be able to adapt responsively without limit, dealing with events unerringly, facing great and unexpected difficulties without upset, calmly handling everything without confusion. Standing your ground, awaiting those far away, awaiting the weary in comfort, awaiting the hungry with full stomachs is mastering strength. This is what it is meant by getting others to come to you while avoiding being induced to go to others. Stiff, stay stiff. You got to come to me. You got to come to me. Avoiding confrontation with orderly ranks and not attacking great formations is mastering adaptation. So the rule for military operations is not to face a high hill and not to oppose those with their backs to a hill. So the rule for military operations is not to face a high hill and not oppose those with their backs to a hill. Wow. This means that when the opponents are on high ground, you shouldn't attack upward, and when they are charging downward, you shouldn't oppose them. Do not follow a feigned retreat. Do not attack crack troops. If opponents suddenly run away before the energy has faded, there are surely ambushes lying in wait to attack your forces, so you should carefully restrain your officers from pursuit. Do not eat food for their soldiers. If the enemy suddenly abandon their food supplies, they should be tested first before eating, lest they be poisoned. Yeah, I'm not eating nobody else's food. Do not start an army on its way home. Under these circumstances, an opponent will fight to the death. A surrounded army must be given a way out. Show them a way of life so that they will not be in the mood to fight to the death, and then you can take advantage of this to strike them. Wow, so give them an out. Do not press a desperate enemy. An exhausted animal will still fight as it is a matter of natural law. These are rules of military operations. Wow, that was chapter 7. armed struggle. Man, it's calculated, man. I think my main takeaway, let me look through this and see what I feel the most. I like how they say, show them a way of life so that they will not be in the mood to fight to the death. And then you can take advantage of this and strike them. So corner your enemy into something, but not to kill. Corner them and give them a way out that still allows you to strike, hit, do what you need to do. Now let's translate this to whatever you're doing it in the real world. You're not killing anybody, but your attack, you're winning, your gain. Set them up so that they still have some type of livelihood, so they still have some type of pride, but you can still strike, you can still do your thing. I like that. And there was another one I saw. I like what they talk about the energy. So morning energy is keen, midday energy slumps, evening energy recedes. I feel that so heavy. I'm early bird. I'm up at 5 a.m. I like rolling, getting my list done, whatever I want to do. And then by the evening time, boy, I'm out. I'm like 5, 6, passed out on the couch somewhere. So I really like that. So yeah, this has been chapter 7 of The Art of War, Sun Tzu. You're gonna tap back in. Chapter 8 looks really cool. Look at the graphic. That's raw. So I'll catch y'all next video. Peace. Oh, gotta get my thumbnail. Hold up. No, wait.